find yourself in the cupboard, in the fridge, snacking on foods, not necessarily eating them because you're hungry, but eating them just because they're there. I want to talk to you today about a trick and a tool that you can use to help you understand the snacks and the food choices you're making may be sabotaging your goals. When it comes to snack foods that are higher in fats, so things like nuts, very nutritious, but sometimes the way that we are eating them isn't really helping us. So a lot of people will eat foods like nuts is they grab a handful, they eat it quickly, and off we go. But is that helping us feel full, and is that a normal portion size? This is where having a set of scales is useful to help you see what that portion is. Having some sort of little container, I'd recommend you pour out the portion of food that you would normally be eating. So we're more likely to eat it faster and eat more of them. I might eat 3 handfuls really quickly without being intentional about it. We tar it, we send it to 0, then we can put our food that from our normal portion size into the container. This handful of nuts was 17 grams. This is where you can use like your food app or like Cronometer, MyFitnessPal as a way to educate yourself in what that food portion contains. Take our portion of nuts and the serving size that we had, we put it into Cronometer. My handful of nuts that I'm having, just without thinking about it, it's got about 100 calories, give or take. If I'm having 2 or 3 handfuls of these once or twice a day, it's very easy to see how these little amounts of food can sneak in, because I can eat it and I'll be hungry 5 minutes later. It's not going to stop me from eating. When we're thinking about our snacking choices, we want to be then thinking about how can we incorporate foods that are going to make us much more full and are going to have the protein in there, and be smart with the carbs and with the fats according to the purpose of that moment. For example, if you're finding yourself snacking on these type of foods when it's dinner time, rather than being like, I'm not going to snack, can I intentionally snack on things like the vegetables? Because you could eat 50, 100 grams of carrots, for example. 100 grams of carrots is only like 34, 35 calories. It's going to make you feel really full, but the energy volume of it is small because of the water and the fiber content. Periodically measure your portion sizes, firstly to understand what your actual portion size is, and then be able to compare that to perhaps a more preferable portion size and see where can we make these little tweaks and adjustments. It doesn't mean cut the nuts out completely. So with nuts, we know that we don't actually absorb all of the fats when it comes in a whole format. If we ate it as a peanut butter, then that we would absorb a lot more of the fats from that. But when we have to chew foods individually, in this situation, rather than having the handful in one go, I will be like, okay, can I eat them one at a time? Eat them one at a time. It sounds really silly, but eating a handful of nuts one at a time actually does make you feel a lot fuller, because it's giving you time to digest it and giving your stomach time to actually recognize that there's food in there. Whereas if we just eat it as a handful without thinking about it, we're not going to recognize that we are full until we're about 5 or 6 handfuls in. And at that point, we're like, oh, actually, I've just eaten 500, 600, 700 calories worth of nuts because of all these little snacks I've been having. Snacks, they're neither good nor bad. It comes down to context, timings, frequencies, portions, and using it in a way that is helping you.